Hey guys, welcome back to Farm and Sugar. And today you'll notice I'm in some PJs because I am your host Allie here on the farm. And I'm gonna make Slutty Brownies. You heard that right, Slutty Brownies. If you don't know what those are, it is basically, it's a layer of chocolate chip cookies, a layer of Oreos, and then a layer of brownies on top. And it's just like all three of those just smashed together in one bite. Like, I can't think of anything better. So let's make those. It's gonna be a short, simple, sweet little video today of us making these because we gotta prepare for Thanksgiving and we are gonna be doing some major cooking for that one. So you'll see all of our desserts, sides, and our ham with that one next Sunday on the farm. So let's go ahead, let's get these Slutty Brownies going and let's preheat our oven to 350 and let's get started. It has been a week, let me tell you. So this is going to like hit the spot this Sunday on the farm because I mean, a nice ooey gooey cookie and brownie and Oreo together. I can't wait. And we're in cozy PJs. What can be better than that? So I do need to soften 3/4 cup of butter. So let's go ahead and do that because I did not put them out. So I'm just gonna like soften them a little bit in my microwave. It has a soften feature in there, so, but I'm gonna have to put it in something. I really need to organize my drawers. That is on my to-do list, but it's not at the top of my to-do list, so. I'm doing this. My husband is putting heat in our shop out there so it can be warm because it is cold out there and it needs heat. Are you guys ready for Thanksgiving? I'm ready to eat. I will not be tracking that day because balance, duh. All right, that's in there. Soften, butter, 1.5 sticks. All right, so while that is going, throw this away. Also really need to deep clean. That's on my to-do list too. I can get like a surface clean, but I need to do like an extreme deep clean before Thanksgiving because I've been slacking, not necessarily like slacking with cleaning, but the deep clean part because I have been so busy lately, like insanely, with doing my internship for my degree and everything. It's been hectic. So while that's softening, I have my 9x13 pan. I sprayed it with some cooking spray and then I put my parchment paper down over so it doesn't stick and we can just lift that right on out once the cookies are done. And we don't have to worry about like trying to like get it up out, it'll come out. So we're gonna do 1/2 cup of brown sugar in our mixer. And then 1/2 cup of white sugar, granulated white sugar in there. And now we're just gonna wait for our butter to get done. Let's see. A little bit more. I always forget to put my butter out. And I don't know what it is. It's just something like, I really need to do it because baking is a science, whether you believe that or not. Tell me below in the comments if you think baking is a science or if you can just throw it in. I think everybody's different. Well, for me, baking is a science. Perfect. Now I got that on my hands. All right, so we're putting our 3/4 cup over there. Put that right in. And then we're just, it's itchy. We're just gonna mix this until it's all incorporated. And I'm gonna grab a spatula while this is mixing. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape down the sides because the butter is kind of sticking, kind of not. Obviously using our KitchenAid because I absolutely love my KitchenAid. All right, so now we're gonna add in our egg. This is 1 full egg and then 1 egg yolk, not the white. So we're gonna go ahead and add that in and turn it down on stir. And then measure with your heart. If you wanna do the mathematical term, do a teaspoon. I'm just doing a splash. Get this all mixed together. Scrape down the sides if you need to. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and scrape down the sides. What are you guys making for Thanksgiving? Are you ham, turkey, both, something else? We are ham. I used to do turkey, but it just, I don't know. It's good, but we never eat it all. And like, sometimes if you don't do it correctly, it's dry. So I just opt for a ham with pineapples and brown sugar and then cranberry sauce. I'm making my own this year, so. All right, so now we're gonna add in 1.5 cups of sugar. And a half. We're gonna stir this up nice and slow. Get our chocolate chips out. Taste test. So we're gonna speed this up. I'm going to scrape the sides again. Make sure there's no flour pockets hiding. That's the main thing. And then I think I need to switch my pan. So I'm going to add my chocolate chips in. Again, measure with your heart here. Another one. So now, take this off for a minute. I'm just gonna mix it around with my spatula now. You don't wanna over mix your batter, because then it will just not turn out right. Getting all of this off of there. There's gotta be a trick to this. Or something. Sit that a second. All right, let's mix this up. Again, making sure there is no flour pockets and all your chocolate chips are distributed evenly. Perfect. Dropped a little piece, so taste test. All right, so now we're going to dump this in our pan and spread it out nice and evenly. This is probably the most difficult part, especially if you're using parchment paper, because it is not fun to smooth out on this. You don't have to use parchment paper, but it's easier to, like, if you want to lift it out and make those little bars or cookies or shapes or anything. And it makes cleanup so much easier. You want to get it as even as you can because it's going to want to cook evenly. Sliding all over the place. Sure. I'm going to scrape the spatula off. I mean, that kind of worked. Just put that down right there. All right, now we're gonna layer your Oreos on top, and you can do as many or as little as you want. I'm making so fun. And we're using the Great Value ones because they're like at half the price of Oreos. And these are double stuffed. So, why not? I'm not paying that much for Oreos. So I can get about 4 diagonal, yeah, down. Ooh. About 5 across. And we're going to press them down just a little bit so they're into that cookie batter. Okay, so I need to make something with this cookie butter, the Biscoff and cookie butter, because it is, I don't know why, but it has blown up and it's all over everything. And obviously taste test. So let me know a good recipe with cookie butter. I'm thinking cinnamon rolls again, but again, I'm hooked on cinnamon rolls. But I feel like I need to do something different. So, let me know down below. Alright, so now we're gonna start on the brownie batter layer. Alright, so now we're gonna take this half a stick of butter and 6 ounces of your chocolate chips. You can finely chop these if you like. I'm not gonna do that, so hopefully it turns out right. And I'm also not measuring because I like chocolate. Although you probably should measure on this one. I'm just gonna fill it up. All right, let's see what that looks like. So we're gonna microwave this in little intervals. So I'm gonna start for 30 seconds. All right, and now I'm gonna put my whisk on here. Right, and we're gonna need 2 eggs. My brown eggs are cracking at the bottom instead of the side lately. I don't know why. Weird. That one did. I'm gonna go ahead and get 1 cup of sugar, white sugar, ready. I'm gonna mix this. Your butter should be really soft about now. Right. We'll do another 30 seconds. I can't wait to try these. I'm also going to make a gingerbread house with Axel next week, so stay tuned for that. He loves doing those. Put this in 10 more seconds. The chocolate is melting. I'm gonna keep stirring. Make sure you stir it really well. You don't want a lump of chocolate in the middle. It's almost gonna make kind of like a ganache, but not, because it's just to like give us that brownie flavor, like chocolate brownie. All right, so we're gonna let this sit for a couple minutes. And now we're gonna put our 1 cup of sugar into our kitchen bowl and our 2 eggs. And we're done with this, so this can go right in our dishwasher. And I am making spaghetti for dinner tonight, so just, can you imagine just some spaghetti and then one of these Slutty Brownies afterwards on this Sunday evening? Yeah, I really cannot wait. Like, I'm already eating the batter. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a 1/2 cup flour. We'll need a pinch of salt, but I'm not gonna measure that. And then just a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. My face is itching today. These allergies. I'm using this so I don't dirty another one, but it's got lines for like 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. Sometimes that's annoying. I should just use the 4th one. All right, so now this is nice and chunky like this. We're gonna dump it in with the eggs and the sugar. Make sure you scrape the sides down into there because you want all of that in there with your brownies. Perfect. Now we're going to whisk this together. We're going to stop and scrape the sides down, making sure the sugar is incorporated. Make sure you're getting the bottom of your mixer. I'm going to turn it on slow. And put my pinch of salt, my 1/2 cup of flour, and my 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. Now we're just going to mix this until everything is incorporated, but not overdone. I'm going to stop it and push down the sides because the flour is up on the side. You want to mix it until this is just incorporated. Don't overmix the brownie batter. That's why we're on slow. I'm gonna put this down. Get everything off the whisk. Now we're just going to kind of move it around with our spatula and make sure that there is no hidden chunks of either flour, sugar, or our cocoa powder. Everything's looking good. All right, so for this, you won't be able to easily spread this onto the top here. So we're gonna spoon it in sections and then kind of spread it out, if that makes sense. And if it's lumpy, you might want to stir a little bit more because it should not be lumpy. I'm spilling it. Okay, I will try that. And if your brownie batter ain't good, then it won't be good. Let's do different sections over top of our Oreos. You could probably use a spoon and it would probably be better than the spatula, but listen, minimal dishes means minimal work for me. So just go back in the areas that don't have a lot of brownie batter and we'll put some in there. All right, everything is out. Dropped another bit. Now it's easy to spread, and you may make sure again it is nice and even. It is way easier to do it like this. Let me tell you, if only the cookie dough was this easy. Perfect. And our oven has already preheated to 350. Just making sure everything is covered here. And then I'm gonna go in with some more chocolate chips and just sprinkle across the top. Again, this is optional, but I mean, who doesn't love extra chocolate? Perfect. All right, so now we're gonna put these in the oven for 37 to 45 minutes, and we'll check them in about 35. We'll put a toothpick in and pull them out to see if that comes off clean or if it still needs some more time. And then these have to cool for several hours. So let's go ahead and get these in. All right, I'm going to clean up this kitchen and I'll see you guys back here when we pull these out of the oven. All right, so they're done. I just checked them with a toothpick and now we're gonna pull them out of the oven and let them cool for like 3 to 4 hours. So you want them completely cool before you start cutting into them because you don't want it to fall apart. And when you lift it out, you want it to be nice and sturdy as well. It could take less time also depending on the temperature in your house. It's 65 in mine, so I'm gonna check mine every so often because I am ready to cut into these bad boys because, like, look at that. That looks so good. I can't wait to eat these. And I want to make sure it is cooked right. It looks like it. Okay, so let's give this time to chill, and I will see you guys back here when we cut these up and plate these. If you have some vanilla ice cream, oh my god, could you imagine that on the side of this? I don't have any, but if I did, I would eat that with this. So, there's a crusty piece. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. I need to clean. All right, so these have cooled. So let's go ahead. That looks so freaking good. Let me grab a knife. All right, we'll just use this one. Guys, it is so, it smells amazing, literally. Look, that looks absolutely beautiful. Let's try it. Okay. Yeah. You can definitely taste each layer, but when you combine them, it is like unreal. Definitely try these. They're super simple. Like, I think we made them in less than an hour. Well, probably about an hour, hour and 20 minutes with cooking and everything. But then you gotta let them cool for a little bit. But like, these are so good, and you can customize like the top. Like you can even put like peppermint on there, like crushed to make them Christmassy, or pumpkin you can probably add in here. Something along that lines. These are so good. Give these a try. I am gonna eat this whole thing. But that is gonna do it on the farm this week. Super short, simple, easy, slutty brownies. Let me know if you try these, and do you think they should be called Slutty Brownies or something else? I'm here for it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. That way you are never missing an episode on the farm, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye.